Hi everybody, welcome back to FTB Ultimate Reloaded. I had to think for a second. Episode 11 with me, Sid, and I'd originally set myself up here to stream from this point on, and at the end of the last episode I had a small end fortress thing. We have a slightly better one. I have been hunting, and there's a portal, which is even easier. It means we can get back nice and simple. So I thought we'd start off here. If we just have a look at the map, you will see where here is. I have travelled a long way there. Actually, I might have missed one over there. I've just realised I noticed that one. But I've been here, I've been here, I've been up there. I think if we have a look in one of my... Oh, there we go, in the white backpack. You'll see we've got some stuff. Most of it's useless, but there's a few bits and pieces in there which are nice. And I thought we could just start off over here. We're 93% power, so we have no real problems. We just got, you know, this thing to deal with, and obviously that. Most of what we want is going to be in there, and not in there. So I'm going to head in there, get the stuff. I'll see you when I get over there. Alright, I think we've got most of the goodies out of here. All that remains is to deal with this lot, and I'm out of arrows, which is a bit of a pain, but there you go, because this thing really does fly like a brick. What we got? Potions. Yeah, not too worried about potions, but we can get this fella dealt with. I'm not worried again about the ones on the outside. Let's have a look what we got before we grab the Elytra. A bit of proven grafter action, some more nebulous hearts, some steadfast drones, some more diamond stuff, ambrosia, take it, more nebulous hearts, more gold, more copper, more of that, which means that we can go and put, let's have a look. So those, oh, bear with me a second. Sorry about that. Dinner's ready. I'll be going down for that in a moment. But right now we're just going to dump all of this lot away where we can. And we are going to grab this bag, which is my spare. And that is going to go in there. We're not doing too badly out of this little raid. We'll have you. Now, question. It doesn't appear that we have the Elytra mod installed, which is a pain. However, let us get, well, I'll get us back to the main island, and again I shall be back in a little while. See you in a moment. Home sweet home. And better still, I actually added Elytra to the pack, so we can now wear this as a bauble. If you're playing on the server, you will need to add that to your client, but yeah, it's minus small beans really. We have got a lot of stuff to put away, and we appear to have quite a few of these guys as well. We need to do a little bit of storage of things, including that. Maybe I should put most of that in there, but anyway, what we really would like on our Elytra is mending. So first things first, I need to have a look through the items, what we did get from the thingy, and see if we didn't get a mending enchantment. Nothing in that box, but I'm fairly certain we got at least one. That one has mending. Have we got anything that's just got a few less? Again, it doesn't really matter, but it's all about mending on that diamond shovel. There we go. So we should be good to disenchant that and get a diamond shovel out of it, which, you know, is nice. And then with the 60 odd levels we've got, we should quite easily be able to add the mending to our Elytra, because, you know, you don't want it to go, you don't want it to break, and that can go on. Now we can turn on our jetpack, get really far up, and at the moment, because I haven't got rockets, we're just going to do the old get up and fly malarkey. That will work. I was never a big fan of Elytra, I'll be honest. When they first came out with the Elytra, certainly for modded, I was always of the opinion that, well, you know, why would I want to have a inferior model of thing when, you know, we had the hang glider from, you know, which open blocks and stuff like that. So I was always a bit of a probably an Elytra hater, if you like. Oh, that's interesting. It's also a lot faster to get around. And yeah, and obviously we do need to go and kill some things to gain experience and fix said item now and again, but not a particular problem. Of course, if we are going to do that, we're going to do that with that and that on our hotbar. Mending on that would actually be interesting, but we should find that this repairs fairly quickly, but we barely use it after all. But ultimately we will have a spawner system that will allow us to repair this, well, very easily. But more importantly, it produces gunpowder for us, so that's a thing too, which is nice. Anyway, we need to process our loots, and yeah, let me get my tool bag together, pop that and that away, and we need to obviously get rid of you. That's the thing. That lot can go like that. We need more arrows, so we're going to need more flints, but you know, that's the thing, which we can make, I believe, relatively. Oh, well, short on feathers actually. Probably on a chicken farm then, don't we? Or a raven farm, I don't know, one of the two. There's bees that can produce them and scrap boxes can produce them, but yeah, chickens, obviously. Chicken farm would be the thing to have, or alternatively what's the word I'm looking for? Infinity enchantment, that's the one, because it hasn't got mending on it at the moment. So but we got a whole bunch of shulker shells, nebulous hearts, diamonds, sulfur, gold, that and that. That's all the block. Oh, and that as well, I suppose, although technically speaking that probably belongs up there. So this lot all goes into its respective little plate hidey holes. Shulker shells will come in handy for obviously the shulker boxes. Bees, well, we'll put the bees in there, that's fine. Have we got any bee stuff in here? We have a rocky drone, forestry. Any other? We've got some steadfast drones. That probably should come out as well. We'll leave those in. I'm trying to ensure that at the moment we are, you know, at least something semi-sensible. So a couple of those again. Not the, well, what did I just put those into? Miscellaneous. Not the most important things. Then we've got a whole load of bits of pieces of enchanted equipment, and that, oh, nebulous hearts, let's have rid of those. So things like protection, I don't know whether, did we ever try and enchant those? I can't remember whether we did or not. Let us recharge my armor while we're here, because that's taken a bit of a beating, so that needs sorting out. In terms of the enchantments, a lot of this soulbound, definitely on all the items. That needs a soulbound enchant as well. If these can get soulbound, then they will also have soulbound. Yeah, I suppose they're not. It's not like they're a million miles from things. So we've got soulbound, that's got aqua affinity, efficiency, sharpness, insight, protection and aqua, soul steel. That's, you see, that is a really handy one to stick onto the sword. So yeah, there's some good stuff there. Feather falling completely useless, of course. And then in the blocks, oh, let me while we're at it, we'll just pop you in there. That's fine. In here we got, what do we get? Protection and soulbound, blast protection and mending, soulbound, unbreaking, depth strider, feather falling, more of that, efficiency, smelting. Yeah, not sure about whether that's a good one or not. Protection and fuel efficiency would be handy, especially if we can double that up to a 4. Mending there, unbreaking there, that's fortune, efficiency and fat. So on the whole, a lot of very good stuff. We need to now process that, and I don't think we've got that many books. Let me check what we got in there. We've got 5 currently, not a lot in there, and 8, a whole 8 in there. Wow. And obviously we've got to store all of those. Alright, let me think about what I want to do next then, because we have definitely got some issues, and one of those issues would be solved with cows and chickens. But we definitely need to think about paper as well. I'm fairly certain if I were to look in here and look up paper, and of course delete is my stop recording key, so paper, I'm fairly certain we won't have anything close to what we need to do for that. So yeah, we need paper, we need leather, we need a whole bunch of stuff. Right, well, I'll be back in a bit. Alright, grabbed a few shulkers. One thing we have got which we need to deal with sooner rather than later, oh you cheeky mare you, is of course the other thing we left was we left our oh jeez, we left our quarry running, which hopefully, oh, we've still got a few bits and pieces of stuff down there, but nothing major. Let's have a look at what our chest, this was a bigger space of course, so we need to check out what we, if anything, we've lost a lot by the looks of it, or potentially lost a lot, because it would have spattered out over the top there. That's interesting. The crystals have grown out while this has been happening. Okay, well, we really can't complain at the resources we pulled from that. Diamonds are a little bit lackluster, but you know, we'll live. And some of this stuff is of course useless, but that isn't. Now we have got some important tasks to do. First things first, we have got to take all of this lot. Now we haven't got a portable. Hang on. Yeah, let's fix this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's just put whack down a crafting table, shall we? And then we can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, we'll be in a moment anyway. Nope, that's not going to work. Never certain whether there's a quick way of doing this. Doesn't really matter though, because you know there's plenty of ways of speeding it up without having to worry too much about that kind of thing. So let's get all of this stuff gathered up before we go and have a look what else is down there. We'll free up that well, actually we'll do that. We'll turn our jetpack on. Whee! We'll just borrow a little bit of that. And then we'll find it has no negative effects, which is, oh, hello. Oh, okay. It's going to keep finding these. Well, that slowed down suddenly, didn't it? What are you? You're just bog standard redstone. It's only this destabilized redstone ore that's the issue. And I use the word issue loosely. So we'll see what that comes up with anyway. There you go. Have a little bit of rock. And yeah, so it's only if I do that it kind of does that. Anyway, we've still got this stuff to process. Let me get this all together and I'll be back in a second. Alright, I've collected everything. I'm rejigged this. This is now pointing round to here. So this is all still there. I don't really need to. I'm just going to take that lot out and that and leave those. Those are if for when I want to reprogram that. So that just means that the only thing left to do is pop in the it's obviously generated a little bit of power in the meantime, but we'll just go and grab our markers. Not desperately desperate if we have them. This is another 4 chunks, so it should get us a few. Where's me did you eat my marker? Bet you did. Yeah, but we have got an awful lot of materials, and I'm wondering, or getting to the stage of wondering whether we are approaching a period where I'm going to have to possibly step off my high horse and stop worrying about just using IC2. I'm beginning to think that thermal might be a way forward for the processing of all of this material, because there's a hell of a lot of ore here. And currently we're having to do it 100%, you know, 100% the hard way. Oh man, I need to get rid of some of that. That can go into there. So you just have to look at this. That one is empty, that one isn't, and that one isn't. So this is a spare. Let me just put that into here, out of the way. That's good. Let me eat some ambrosia. So we have got lots and lots of wood. Always handy. Got some fence posts of a less useful thing, but we'll stick them in there. We'll stick the cable anchors in. We've got lots and lots of coal. Boop, boop. We've got redstone. Boop, boop. Lapis. Boop. All of those. Boop, boop, boop. I know these are not programmed for that, but Certus, more of this, more of that, all of these, those go into miscellaneous, but all of that goes in there. Coal, more stuff, miscellaneous, and that lot goes into here, except for that goes in miscellaneous again, and that is that one dealt with. But that's not the issue. The issue is, and we've got a reasonable amount of diamonds as well, which is good. The issue is this lot. I mean, look at that. We've got all of this stuff to process and all of this stuff to process. We really need to start thinking about how we're going to process all of these. The simplest thing that I can think of is a thermal expansion pulverizer with a thermal expansion furnace, hopper feeding in one and bringing it out the other end. And I really am going to struggle to think of anything more complicated than that. Now, Galana, this and this, fine. Iridium will be, but you know, these are a little bit more awkward, as is that, because obviously this is a. It's not so bad actually. We can pulverize that one and get those, and then we're into the industrial electrolyzer to get aluminium and all of those. So this is a little bit more complex, but at the end of the day, not a biggie. Right, so I think we need to come up with a very, very basic but increased speed. I mean, we could do it with the electric furnace. It's not that slow. But that is actually, that can be so much faster. I mean, that has got the processing speed with just one augmentation on it. I think I'm going to go with thermal for this one. So let us have a look. Thermal. We want a pulverizer, which is going to be some of this action, man. Alright, I'm going to make the basic machines. I'll be back in a second. Alright, we're going to need... Oh, of course, I hadn't put the little invar in. So I'm going to need a couple of those. That is because this is a... Let me get this right. This is a hardened. We only really need the speed upgrade. So if we have a look at the augments, it was the auxiliary... I think that will do. I don't think we need anything faster than that, and that should be sufficient. I don't actually think we need anything particularly fast at all, but you know, doesn't increase efficiency. No, we need we probably need the other, ideally something to reduce the amount of power we use, if we can find it. I can never remember which augments are which in this thing. Yeah, it's got to be one of these. Is power reduction-y thing, but maybe. But they're the ones we want anyway. So I need a couple of those. 1, 2. Now my thoughts are, what we're going to do is we're going to make a thing back here, maybe here actually, because we can come out of there, can't we? So if I were to place our pulverizer here and our redstone furnace there, and we're going to configuration, it is going to input from the top, it is going to output both of the outputs to the side, that is going to input from the side and output to the bottom. That's simple enough. How do I want to play that then? We should be right. These need to go on there for starters. and then you're going to have that augment, as are you. Right, so then I'm going to need some item duct of some description. Item duct is fine, and we want a servo of some description. Again, I don't think we need it to be particularly fast, because you've got to remember this is server, so this area is chunk loaded. This area will just continue to tick along. Now let me see, can I make a hardened? Probably not. Can I make one of them? Almost certainly. So we've got you, and what we're going to do is we're going to pick up, this has got all of that is processable in the pulverizer. We will also do those two. We've got more, but that's fine, we'll get to that in a bit. That is going to come up, and we are going to basically feed you into the system there, and that is going to come across from there to there, and you are going to go from there to there, and you are going to be always on. And nothing. Oh, okay. Took a while, but it got there eventually. Then we just need some RF, some flux. Now, hopefully this will be enough. If it's not, then, well, there's not a huge amount we can do, is there? And that will do its thing. Let me just come around here. Yeah, that's fine. So that's processing, that's doing its thing, it's going through there, and everything is fine. So the last thing we need is an output, which will be, let me make a chest. Beep. Now let me make a shulker. We'll make it a white one, because why not? There. That's probably why not for starters. Now shulker isn't going to be big enough, so we want to take you, and if we have a look at the shulker, let's make a white iron shulker. Interesting. Why refined? Just go with iron, can we? Just because I don't want to faff around wasting refined. And then we can make you into a gold shulker. Not that way, we can't, like that. And then we can make that into a diamond shulker, because why not? And that can go in there. That's not what I wanted. Hang on, let me not marble, what's it called? What's this stuff? Quarried. We'll get that in the end. What we'll do is we'll place that there. It just gives me a back. I may even do something up there. Yeah, I don't know, but so that is processing. That's going through, and that's just going into it. That will do its thing. I would like to actually put a back on that as well. Just because I'd like to be able to see what's going on. So now we can do that, and we can see that that is happily doing its thing. Excellent. It also means that there's a couple of spaces in there, so I can take the lead and do that into the mix. Now what would actually make sense would be to bring those over, and you know, that'll get another couple of spaces, because I think I've still got, what have I got there? Uranium and nickel. So yeah. Right, well that is, the quarry's done. We still need to do solar. This thing is doing its thing quietly in the background, and Cinnabar, oh man. What produces Cinnabar? No, recipe. Gold, redstone. Man, that's a pain. The one material in there is gold, which is producing something which will not transfer into here. Now, well, we'll live with that. Anyway, we'll just have to remember that when we're doing gold, that we need to take out the cinnabar down there, like so. And then something else should turn up, which will be iridium. Which means we can now go and grab those two bits. That word I'm not too worried about, but we'll stick those the correct way around. That should now take that. You can have, black that through, pop that in there, and you can do what you're doing. Excellent. Almost automatic. Not perfect, but you know, it's not bad. So, well, with that, we got most of our material issues solved. We still need to move into getting the auto crafting element of this done properly, so we can move on and start using solar power, storing a lot more power. I mean, this is good MFSU, you know, it's for the win, but I can't help but feel that relying on lava power is going to be a mistake if we're not careful. Where is that skeleton? Oh, it must be upstairs. Let me have a look how long I've been recording, and again I shall be back in a mo. Alright, yeah, we've got 32 minutes. So, next episode, what are we going to play with? Still need to sort the roof. But that's going to be solar, I think, anyway. We still need to work there, so we need to finish that off. We need to do the tree farm. We need to do quantum armor. However, for me, I think the biggie is going to be a sugarcane farm. And then we're going to need a animal, cow and chicken actually farm. That's for next time. This has been the sole contribution to our, but I mean, it's hammering through, and eventually that will pull the lead through. We could potentially have stuck a second one in here and actually had another power, so we've got like two furnaces, one using processing the out things. But yeah, not a huge amount of point to that. Until next time, thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.